ShawneeCTV would like to thank the following community sponsors in helping make this broadcast possible. Sebastian Homes, specializing in exceptional residential properties. David Nicholas and Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and you. Jeff Chamblin, Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, enjoys helping people. Mentoring with a mission. Uplift Mentoring. GCTC, a career and technology center located in Shawnee. Brown and Sons Towing and Recovery. Big or small, we tow them all. Play It Again Sports, where we give you cash for your gently used athletic equipment. Grand Roofing Company. Give David James or Stephen Johns a call. Stewart & Clover Attorneys and Title Company exists to help people. Big enough to solve problems, small enough to care. Fred's Tire and Battery is locally legendary. Downtown Auto Body works for you with your insurance company to reduce your hassles. Protecting your business is our business. Ford Insurance Agency, Charlotte, Barnett. Casterkey Auto Mart. Shop at the lot or online. At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. Connecting patients to convenient, compassionate care in our community, that is First Med. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience, Casterkey Tire and Alignment. L's Jewelry, Shawnee's friendly jeweler. Eric's Pharmacy. Ask about compounding. Triad Complete Healthcare. Schedule an appointment today.
Here we are, Shawnee. Playoffs 2003. Mark Wright, what do you think?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jim Thorpe Stadium. Mark Wright with you, along with Daniel Shaughnessy, for tonight's post-conference matchup between the Bixby Spartans, 5-5 overall, third-place finisher in District 5A4, and your Shawnee Wolves, 7-3, and second place in District 5A3. As you see the players, they're running off to meet the rest of their players as they are ready to come out. It's a brand new season tonight, Daniel. All slates are clean. The Wolves have earned home field advantage thanks to a great win last weekend over Tulsa Kelly, 21-14. Bishop Kelly High School is the only team that both Bixby and Shawnee have faced this year, and Bixby actually lost to Kelly 24-17 in the third week of the season. But records mean absolutely nothing. Scores mean absolutely nothing up until tonight. It's sudden death, playoff action. If you win tonight, you go on next week. If you lose, it's time for basketball season.
I'll tell you what, and I don't think anybody in this stadium tonight is ready for basketball season.
Not
Mark.
yet.
We're looking forward to basketball season. Bring it on, basketball Wolves. But it's all about football right now. The first round of the state playoffs.
Bixby, we'll talk about how these two teams match up tonight. Bixby has the fourth best passing offense in Class 5A. They're averaging 166 yards per game, and they have the talented quarterback Tyler Hunt, 6 foot, 170-pound junior, and Hunt has connected on 116 of his 245 passes this year for nearly 2,000 yards, and he's got 17 touchdown passes. But Daniel, he's been intercepted 20 times. That's an average of 2 interceptions per game.
I'll tell you, that could go a long way as to why they're 5-5, Mark. I'll tell you, if he gets picked off that many times tonight with what we did at Kelly when we dropped 4 interceptions right in our hands, if we can get those turnovers tonight, I think Bixby's in for a tough ride.
Carter Whitson has been remarkable this year. He's thrown 5 interceptions compared to 20 of Hunt. But 4 of those, as you said, came last week against Tulsa Kelly, and tonight we're playing a team who's very, very similar to what we do. They're about a 50-50 pass run offense, and their tailback, we'll talk about him in a little bit, Chris Tucker. He's only a sophomore. He's 5'8", 140 pounds, but he's very elusive and very quick. So here we are set to kick off for the state high school playoffs, and tonight is the first round of those, and we're ready and set to go. And back deep to receive that is Joe Collier. Joe takes it back to goal line and straight up the middle. He's got some running room. He's got one man to beat him there if he can get past. He does. He's at the 50, the 45, and he slowed down a little bit, but he makes it all the way back to the 35-yard line. That's Joe Collier on a return of some 65 yards. Great field position to start tonight's matchup against Bixby Spartans.
Joe did a great job in picking his way through the initial onslaught of Spartan defenders. Then he turned on the speed, and he just took it down the sideline. He did have one to beat, but the pursuit caught up to him. What a way to start.
Oh, man, that's great. That's what we need. We do see Lamar White in the backfield tonight. We didn't expect him to play. He wasn't in the starting lineup earlier in the paper, but we do see him back there, and it's good to know that he's going to be all right. And he takes that handoff right at the middle, and Lamar White's got some running room. He doesn't look to be injured a bit. He had a little hip pointer injury a couple of games ago, and we saw him against Tulsa Kelly as we went up there, and he looked really good, and that was a nice pickup there, Daniel.
He really did. Last week he sliced his way through the Kelly defense, and he starts off right where he left off, a pickup of about 8 yards on first down, leaving us a 2nd down and 2.
Carter Whitson, the quarterback. And Carter takes the snap and wants to pass the ball, but then he hands it off to Lamar White, and he's stuffed in the backfield. It looks like there was a fumble there, and Walter Boyd picks it up. Walter, that was a crazy play. Describe that one, if you will, for you.
What
happened?
I'll tell you. Walter got hit in the backfield, and as he was going down, he lost the ball. Carter tried to jump on top of it, but Walter had already snatched it up and gone. It was almost like an old fumble-rooski.
Yeah, it wasn't designed, but it worked, and it almost worked for a first down. They're close now. The first down yardage there. They got about it looks to be just a few inches to go probably, and for a first down. That was crazy. Zach Wallace to the bottom of your screen. Antoine Cudjoe out to the left side, wide receivers, and Carter just going to keep that ball and does the quarterback sneak right over the middle there. Let me set the offensive lineup for you. Zach Howard, the left tackle. Justin Thompson's the guard. Jake Simpson, the center. Brian Little, the right guard, and Anthony Harrod, the right tackle. Walter Boy, your tight end. Wallace and Cudjoe, your wide receivers. Of course, Whitson, the quarterback. Cody Lyles, the fullback. And Lamar White, the tailback. Just a little bit about Carter Whitson's numbers there. I was mentioning, we'll go ahead and display here, and then we'll talk about that in just a moment here. We got a first down and 10 for your Shawnee Wolves on the 21-yard line. Lamar White, the single setback. Carter wants to throw. Now he takes and runs with it. Got some running room there. He breaks a couple of tackles and shows some great athleticism as he makes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Carter Whitson for the year now, 761 yards rushing, Daniel. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards in his 91 of 168, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Of course, we talked about those 4 that came last week. He has had a great year thus far.
He really has. And to go along, if you take those yards and put them together, passing and rushing, he's only 29 yards away, now about 20 yards away from a 2,000-yard season.
And he'll get that before this night is over with. 2nd down, short yardage situation now for your Shawnee Wolves. Fakes the handoff to Lamar White, and Carter just takes it, goes with it, gets another first down.
This is a good opening drive for the Wolves. Established themselves early with a great kickoff return from Joe Collier, and now the offense doing what they need to do after that return is they need to put this ball in the end zone. And they're heading that direction with 1st and goal to go.
I would hate to be the defensive coordinator against these Shawnee Wolves. What a difficult task to try to stop Carter Whitson. He's a threat to pass it. He's a threat to run it. And I'm telling you, that guy is a playmaker for your Shawnee Wolves. Under center now is Carter. Hands it off to Lamar, and Lamar slips down but gets back up before his knee actually goes down. And I think maybe not.
No,
Are they going to spot it there where it looked like his knee may have gone down?
And that's where they mark the ball. And, and you mentioned Carter and how it's difficult to prepare for such an athlete as that. His dad, Brent, is very respectful of the Bixby coaching staff and says that he knows that Bixby's going to be ready from a defensive standpoint of whatever we can throw at him.
They do spot the ball back to the 7-yard line there as his knee goes down. It's a 2nd down and 7 now. And Lamar White gets the handoff. and is met there, but not after he gains about 3 yards on that carry. And they're down close to the goal line. It looks like they're going to spot the ball probably around the 3-yard line, 2.5-yard line.
I think you're right on, Mark. I think it's going to be just outside the 3. And we're going to have a 3rd down and an official's timeout on the field.
3rd down and 3 now. First quarter action. Shawnee against Bixby Spartans.
Something going on in the Bixby backfield, it looked defensive backfield, that the referees had to sort out there, so they'll send them back into the huddle.
Getting fresh 25-second play clock. Talk a little bit about their linebacker, Justin Kirk. Linebacker for Bixby is a very talented senior, 6'3", 200 pound. And Whitson says it. He quotes him saying that he's a college-looking type player and does great pass protection and does a great for shoring up their defense there for Bixby.
Kirk's number 36 on the field. Well, I'm sure we'll see a lot of him tonight. He has 150 tackles on the year, and the next closest has almost half that many at 79.
Guys flying to the ball to make that many tackles. Carter Whitson's going to keep this one and shoves forward. He's in for a touchdown. Shawnee High. What a great drive.
That is a great drive, Mark. As we see Carter and Antoine trot off the field there with the offensive unit. They did what they needed to do to open this game. They established themselves. I don't think they threw a pass in that drive. They ran every time. And it went without, with the exception of the one Fumarooski play that probably wasn't planned. It was a well-conceived and a well-sought drive.
Kyle Parsons to hold the kick from Adam Betterton, the extra point. Kick is up, and it splits the uprights. And already, Shawnee takes control of this game.
And that's good to see. With 7:24 left, we can take the ball down against a good Bixby defensive team and put it right in the end zone.
You mentioned it, and it's worthy of noting that we set up the running game. Of course, we got great field position from Joel Collier's great 65-yard return on the kickoff. But ran the ball every play, established that running game, and, man, I'm telling you, if you can do that, oh, man, you're sitting pretty for the rest of the ball game.
Well, and I'll tell you what, coming off of a game like Carter had last week, throwing 4 interceptions, it's got to have some kind of impact on him. Now, he's a great athlete, and he's an overcomer. It might not have a lot, but I'll tell you, if we have the running game going and he can relax back in that pocket, he's going to make that defensive secondary pay this game.
I was amazed last week at the offensive strategy that the Wolves used, and they passed the ball most of the first half and then came out running it most of the second half.
And it worked.
And it worked. It worked. I think Kelly probably thought, well, they were going to keep doing the same thing. And so, I think Coach Whitson really one-upped them on the coaching last week, and he wins that for sure. Did a great job. All right, Felix Banjo now to kick off from the 40-yard line as the Wolves do their task and put 7 points on the board. Ball is going to be picked up there at the 10-yard line, and he's hit immediately there. Looks like Cody Lyles is in on that tackle. And so Bixby will take over for the first time now on offense.
It almost looked like the 20-yard line jumped up and grabbed him, didn't it?
Yeah. Going to spot it around the 22-yard line. Don't have a starting lineup for Spartans, but we'll call out as many players as we can. Tyler Hunt is the quarterback, number 4. And then their running back, the tailback, number 21, is Chris Tucker. He's the sophomore, 5'8", 140-pound running back.
Looks like wide receiver Harold King,
and
number 2.
And Matt Turner is number 1, is the other wide receiver. And Tucker's going to get the handoff and does show some speed, but doesn't make that corner.
Torrey Ely really jumped on him, showed some speed of himself. He got that body moving to pick up on the much smaller player, Tucker.
That's not a very big high school football player. And you get a guy like, mentioned a Chris Brandon, the 315-pound guy, tackling 140. That hurt.
Well, I tell you, Torrey Ely, 220 pounds, senior, he got out there quickly.
But Tucker's is mentioned as a quick runner, very, very fast runner. And the quarterback was in big. That's intercepted. Jared Jackson intercepts the ball. and takes it back to the 20-yard line. Great play by Jackson, and the quarterback was smashed, Tyler Hunt. And I'm not sure. I think that might have been, was that Richard Sims?
It was Richard Sims.
Who came in there and was putting heavy pressure on the quarterback.
Shawnee 7, and the visitors from Bixby 0.
Better keep that scoreboard handy. We may need it tonight a lot. I hope so. Interception by your Shawnee Wolves, and they take over now in wonderful field position at the 20-yard line. Lamar White breaks a tackle. It does some great job there of breaking away from the tackle of number 43, Drew Buskin. And he looked like he had him dead to rights in the backfield, but Lamar White was able to squeak out of that and pick up. Well, actually, he got back to the line of scrimmage, I think, actually, but it should have been a loss on that play.
It was a good run just to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was 5 yards deep and dead to rights as soon as he got that ball.
Well, we have to credit Richard Sims, I think, probably as well as Jackson for that interception a while ago, because he had heavy pressure on the quarterback, Tyler Hunt, as he threw that ball. Now Whitson hands the ball off to White, runs straight up the middle, and tackled by a host of Bixby Spartans.
Well, and I didn't catch who was right there with Jared, but there were two Shawnee defenders right where
Either
the ball came
down.
Either one could have caught it, and it looked like maybe it was a blown route or miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver, because there was not a receiver anywhere near where that ball was thrown.
Either that or Sims may have made some contact with him and may have deflected the ball somehow. I don't know. It didn't look like it got to him until right at the time he threw the ball. So anyway, the result is an interception, and we're sitting pretty here. But we have a 3rd and long now. It's 3rd and 9, and look out, Carter Whitson. He does, and that's picked off. And I was afraid of that because he's got some running room there. He gets all the way back to the 40, and that's a nice run back. But Carter didn't see the pressure coming up behind him there. So we trade interceptions now. We're even to 1 apiece.
And that was Carter's first pass, wasn't it, Mark?
Yes, it was, but he was heavily pressured there, and I don't know, but I think maybe his arm may have, either his arm or he felt the pressure. Let's put it that way.
I would say so.
Yeah. There's a penalty on the play, and it looks like illegal procedure against the Spartans. It'll back them up 5 yards, and they'll start now at the 40-yard line instead of the 45. It was a nice run back. It was about a 30-yard run back at least.
Yes.
From the interception.
Let's hold him here.
Quarterback to throw the ball, and he just chunks it way out there, nowhere near the intended receiver, Matt Turner.
I'll tell you, yeah, I don't know if they've watched their game films, but I don't think they're going to get on the other side of Corey McAvoy.
Joe Collier last week against Tulsa Kelly did a remarkable job. And in fact, he was the star of that game, in my opinion, in making that interception in the end zone there, which sealed the victory for the Wolves late in the 4th quarter.
That was a good game. It's good to be a part of that game.
2nd and 15 now for the quarterback. Hunt finds a man out there and is complete, but it's only a 2-yard gain.
Well, I think it was a 7 yards actually, Mark, because they had the 5-yard penalty.
I'm sorry.
But it does bring up 3rd and long.
You're right.
3rd and it looks like 8 to go for a first down.
Yeah, right. The line of scrimmage was actually the 40-yard line. I was looking at the other marker there. So it was a 7-yard gain, but he still has long yardage now. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, as you say. And that was Matt Turner, his primary receiver, who caught that ball. Teddy Andrus, number 15 at the bottom of your screen now. And Hunt's going to throw the ball again and chunks it out there near the vicinity of number 2, Harold King, but he's covered, and that ball's incomplete, and Spartans are going to have to punt.
Again, good pressure on the quarterback. We were in his face when he let the ball go, and he threw it behind his receiver. Eric Combs there on the defense.
Not only good pressure on the quarterback, but also good pass coverage too from those cornerbacks. Teddy Andrus on to punt now for the Spartans, and that's Joe Collier back there to receive that punt. And it's going to take a couple of bounces and out of bounds, and Collier's not going to be able to catch up with that one. So it'll go out of bounds, and actually it's a pretty decent punt there as it rolls out at the 17-yard line.
It's about a 37-yard punt. And he's one of the better punters in the state, and maybe that's how he does it. He punts it away from the...
Fred's Tire and Battery is locally legendary. Known for their friendly family welcomes and just as friendly exits, Fred's can service your vehicle needs. Make Fred's Tire and Battery your first stop when your vehicle needs service. Charlotte Barnett has insured regional business with commercial policies for over 40 years. If you want to get the best commercial insurance coverage while working with a commercial insurance expert, call Charlotte's Ford Insurance Agency now for a quote.
Joe Collier in there now on offense as another wide receiver, as you have 4 wide receivers lined up there, and he throws it out to Joe. He makes the catch. He's got a little bit of running room. He gets a first down before he's actually pushed out of bounds there by Derek Dewar.
Yeah, they showed soft coverage there on Joe, and they just did a quick screen out to him, and he used his speed, picked up 11 yards, 11 or 12 yards. So Joe's got some speed. He's kind of deceptive. He takes short, choppy steps, but he gets that motor going, doesn't he?
Don't forget he's also a quarterback, and we've seen a couple of plays this year where he's actually lined up out there, and it's been a lateral where he's thrown the ball. Carter Whitson is going to keep the ball, but the coverage breaks down there, and they're able to get in there on the blitz situation there and take him down. They run a 5-2 defense there, 5 linemen down.
Yeah.
And which makes it a little bit more difficult to block out 5 guys as opposed to the 4-3.
Look, I like this name, though. Number 59, Kyle Schwazne, takes him down.
Schwazne. I thought that was Kuznet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Didn't take French. All right, it's now second down, long yardage. It's a 15 yards now for a first down. Whitson's going to throw the ball and finds Joe Collier out there, makes the catch. Great catch as he had to kind of reach around behind him to hang on to that ball, but he completes it. And now it's going to be a third and short yardage, about a 3rd and 2.
Pickup of about 13 yards. And I'll tell you what, up at Kelly, Joe was making those types of catches as well. He really brought a spark back into the passing game as a receiver. And it's good to see him out there. He's a senior. I don't think he wants to go home. He's not ready for basketball season.
None of these seniors are. They want to play again next week. All right, now it's third down. It's about a yard and a half actually for a first, and we'll see if Carter Whitson keeps the ball. He doesn't. He hands it off, and he's met immediately there. But I think he probably looking at the linesman there, looking at the line. Yeah, first down is signaled by the head referee, and that was Lamar White that gained that first down for the Wolves. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I think that Coach Whitson just put it on his players' back and said, we're going to run it. We need these 2 yards. Let's get it. And they did.
Lamar White in the backfield, along with Cody Lyles. Wallace and Cudjoe lined up there, and he fakes the handoff to Lyles and keeps it. And I'm seeing some great penetration on the defensive line there of Bixby now.
Number 40, Jared Horn, made the first hit on Carter. They have a different alignment. You touched on it. They call it a 5-2 alignment, but it looks like they only have 3 players up front originally, but then they bring 5 every play.
Yeah, they're bringing 5 linemen there to rush the quarterback or to attack that offensive line.
It might take some time for our linemen to get their assignments down.
Now you see Whitson go into the shotgun formation now. It's second down, 12 yards to go for a first. Wants to throw the ball. He's got Wallace out there. A lot of grabbing going on. Wallace catches it, and he could go. He's at the 20, the 15, 10, ball, touchdown, Shawnee High. Oh, yeah.
And that was great. From their own 38-yard line, that's a 62-yarder.
61
That
yards.
is excellent. Now, I'll tell you what. You know, Wallace had to make a nice adjustment just to catch that ball. Then he put it in the afterburner and took off.
I noticed that there was a lot of grabbing going on there from both sides, and it looked like, I was expecting maybe to see a penalty flag there because there was some contact there. It looked to be anyway. But Wallace grabbed that thing and took off and showed some great speed as he hustled down the sideline for another touchdown for Shawnee Wolves. Now they're going to go for 2. And it looks like he's not.
You know, it looks like
gonna
they
get it.
didn't
I'm
give
sorry,
him a touchdown.
I think he went out of bounds. I think they must have said that he went out of bounds there at the about the 5-yard line.
We missed that.
Yeah, I thought he scored too.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
he did. He actually went out. Evidently, his foot must have hit the line out there, because I sure thought he got in.
Right, that last dash grab by the defender must have knocked him out.
All right.
Here we go.
So now it's 2nd and goal, and White gets the ball, and now is that a touchdown?
We're getting closer.
They're
Not
teasing
in
us.
yet.
They're teasing us. He's close. Oh, we're going to get there sooner or later. Yeah, that's when you wish you had some sideline cameras for some instant replay out there to see what exactly happened there, because we saw him run into the end zone and we just assumed that it was a touchdown, but I'm just guessing that his foot probably hit the sideline. That's why they spotted the ball there at the 5. Now it's 3rd down and 2 yards for the touchdown. 3rd and goal. Whitson keeps the ball, goes right over the middle, and that's a touchdown.
There we go.
I see the hands finally go up.
Yeah, with 24 seconds left in the quarter. This has been a good opening quarter for Shawnee Wolves. Save the little fumble-rooski and the interception, but the defense came on, stopped them. The offense has been moving the ball, Mark.
We've seen some great plays there. We saw a great run back from Joe Collier on the kickoff. We saw a great pass by Zach Wallace. 2+ 60-yard plays there that we've seen. Adam Betterton now to kick the point after try, and that is good. So Adam adds another point up there for the Shawnee Wolves.
Shawnee Wolves 14, and the Bixby Spartans yet to score, still scoreless, and we're closing down in the first quarter with about 24 seconds left.
Like what we're seeing thus far tonight, we're seeing our offense hitting on all cylinders, and seeing our defense doing the same thing, stopping Bixby and not allowing them yet to get. Well, let's see, I'm thinking, no, they haven't been past the 50 yet, or have they?
No, I think they got stopped at the 47.
Got close. Yeah, they got close, so we're keeping them out of our end of the field. And so thus far in the first quarter, it's owned by the Shawnee Wolves. We just need to keep it up, keep the pressure on. And Felix Banjo now is on for the kickoff. Gets a pretty decent foot into that one. It's fielded at the 10-yard line. And he's going to carry it back before he's met there at the 30. It looks like a fumble on the play. And Shawnee says they have it, but I don't know.
I think the official ruled him down.
He was down, yeah.
Great prices sell cars, and Castricke Auto Mart truly understands that principle. Straightforward pricing with no gimmicks. Located on the corner of Harrison and Jefferson for over 40 years, shop at the lot or online. Castricke Auto Mart. They're good people.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Downtown Auto Body works for you with your insurance company to reduce your hassles. Downtown Auto Body is on your side to get your vehicle repaired as it should be, back at top condition. Trust Downtown Auto Body, Main Street, Shawnee.
1st and 10, Bixby, handoff there. And he tries the right side, and he's met immediately. That's Chris Tucker, the running back.
That's David Holmes on the tackle. David's had a tremendous year this year. Nice gentleman. I talk to David sometimes, and just a great guy.
Defense there, David Holmes, Chris Brannon, Sims, Kessler, Thompson, Ely, and Jared Jackson. Barrett, Gilly, Combs, Whitson, McAvoy, and Collier are your defense, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter tonight.
With Shawnee leading
14-0.
You know, that take just a moment talking about David Holmes. He and Chicago Heron stopped by the booth earlier today, and I just want to stress to the Shawnee crowd and our audience the wonderful people that these football players are, the young men, the program that Brent Whitson is putting together. is just a top-notch program, and he's helping build these kids strong in character, strong in their personalities and responsibilities of how they go about doing their business with the utmost respect. And I've just been impressed every time that I've been around the kids, these young men, how respectful they are, and just what a delight they are to be around.
You know, Daniel, that starts from the top too. You know, with a coach, and his values are reflected in everything he does when he teaches those. It's more than just about a football game out there. He's really teaching them a lot about integrity and character and all those wholesome values that he aspires to. And it's great to have a man of that kind of character as your head coach here at Shawnee High School. We're sure proud of Coach Brent Whitson. There's a handoff there, and he's met immediately. And that looks like Torrey Ely in there on the tackle.
You're exactly right. Chicago Heron in there as well. And that was interesting to see because Torrey went by him at first, didn't let him get outside, and then he came back to help on the tackle. Good responses.
And there you see Tucker Brown out there now coming in for Torrey Ely. And we saw a little bit of Tucker last week. He played a little bit against Kelly High School.
He's just a ninth grader.
Yep. Matt Turner goes in motion now. And Hunt wants to throw the ball, and you got a flag. And let's check this out.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, as a matter of fact, speaking with the administration of the school, they said to keep an eye out on the freshman team and Tucker Brown. And I don't know. I don't know if he's any relation to Tyson or not.
And as the referee gives the signal there as illegal procedure against the Bixby Spartans, and it'll move them back about 5 yards and bring up a 3rd down and 11 needed for a first. As he goes in shotgun formation, does Tyler Hunt, the quarterback. Tyler wants to throw the ball, got some pressure there. Big Walter Boyd says nothing doing, boy. You're going down.
He swallowed him up, didn't he, Mark?
That was nice.
Good pressure by Torrey Ely, Jared Jackson, and Walter Boyd really just swallowed him.
Now, how frightening can that be when you see a big 9 and 6 coming right at your forehead there?
Oh, man, like a train.
He is such a nice guy, but I wouldn't want the guy getting a hold of me like that in the backfield. Big Walter Boyd, 6'3", 300 pounds, every bit of it. And that ball goes straight up in the air and is shanked off his foot because of the massive pressure put on him.
We have contracts with many employers, and we do drug testing, alcohol testing, pre-employment screenings. We also do workers' comp, so if someone gets injured on the job and needs stitches, staples, break a bone, then we can absolutely see them and they cannot go to the emergency room.
Connecting our community with convenient, compassionate care.
Yes.
That's what you guys do.
It is what we do.
Whitson tries to hand the ball off, and as soon as he hands it off to White, he's met there by 2 defenders, and it looked like Whitson was trying to pull it back out and run with it.
Yeah, it did.
Because he could see right away that wasn't going anywhere. Seeing a lot of penetration tonight. Again, I mentioned that earlier from that line, and I guess it's because of the difficulty in trying to block out that many defenders.
Well, I'll tell you, something else, we had some nasty weather earlier today. They took care of the field nicely, it looks like. It seems that there's not a lot of slipping going on.
Well, it's been cold and it's been raining pretty much all day long, sprinkling. And Whitson hands the ball off there too. Lamar White, and he has a green in front of him, and now he has a touchdown, Shawnee High School.
What a run. He broke 2 or 3 tackles right at the space of attack and went all the way, 31 yards for a touchdown. Way to go, Lamar.
Lamar did indeed break tackles and showed how slippery he can be in the backfield, and when he gets out into the open field, there's nobody going to catch that guy when he's got that much green in front of him.
I'll tell you what, the line for the Shawnee Wolves are really just blowing them out at the point of attack.
Adam Betterton now again for the PAT, and there's some movement there on the right side of the line, it looked like, and sure enough, illegal procedure is the call against the Wolves, so we'll try to back that up a little bit, and shouldn't be any problem for Betterton.
We are just moving the ball at will, it seems, Mark. Our skilled players are making plays.
We are, and we've seen some big plays already tonight. In the short period of time that we've started this game, we've already seen some huge runs. Now Betterton's going to try it from 5 yards back, and that is no good, so it is a little bit of a problem there, as we have somewhat of a wind coming in now, and it's kind of crossing a little bit, and that could have been a problem there for Adam as he misses out a little bit to the left. But thus far, I don't think that, if we keep playing like we're playing, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I don't think so either, Mark. And that's what hurts you sometimes. If we go through this game, we go deeper into the playoffs. Those little illegal procedural penalties, those 5 yards make a big deal for a kicker.
Well, I don't want to jinx us and talk about what happens further off in the playoffs.
I don't believe in jinxes, brother.
I'll save that for the second half. As we get further into this game, we'll talk a little bit about the playoff situation, because there's a lot going on tonight. And
yeah, that makes for fun conversation, doesn't
we've
it?
got some great, we do. And tonight you've got 8 games going on tonight, and 8 games, 16 teams vying for that state championship tonight.
In 5A.
In 5A, yes, talking about 5A. And each week gets a little bit more difficult as you take on the next opponent. But I'm telling you what, I'm excited about our chances. But we got to take care of business tonight and keep doing what we're doing. Thus far, we've had no trouble at all with these Bixby Spartans. And he had some trouble picking that one up, and he finally picks it up, but because of the problem that he had there and just being able to field the ball, it allowed for our men to get down there and on the coverage and take care of him in a hurry.
The Shawnee Wolves 20, the visitors Bixby Spartans 0.
Poor field position tonight for Bixby as they start now at their own 12-yard line. Tyler Hunt, the quarterback, hands it off Tucker. Oh, and man, is he hit big time by Will Thompson. I believe that was Will.
It was.
Yeah, 37. And I'm telling you what, he had to pay for that one.
He really got spanked. The defense is really hitting tonight. Taking care of business. That defensive line, Brannon, Heron, all of them. Holmes, getting the job done.
Second down, 12 yards to go. He wants to pass the ball. Is heavily pressured. Gets the ball off, and the pass is complete to Harold King, number 2. But he doesn't get very far.
No, Chicago Heron almost took him down, and then Mr. David Holmes smacked him to the ground. Good pursuit.
Coach has got to be proud tonight by the way their players are responding to this first-round playoff action tonight, both offensively and defensively. It's third down now. It's about 11 yards to go, and that's where you want them in a must-passing situation there. Good opportunity for an interception here. And he chunks it out there toward Joe Collier's way, and he has 3 men on him covering him. Tucker, Whitson, and Collier was covering the receiver there, number 2, Harold King. And that goes nowhere, and now he's going to have to punt the ball from probably from the goal line, if not even deeper maybe, into the end zone. As number 15, that's Teddy Andrus, who is the the punter for Bixby. Joe Collier standing at his 44-yard line. Andrus does get the punt off, and this one goes up in the air, and it almost hit the referee. And it may have hit. It didn't hit Bedwell, I hope. No, but he thought he kind of.
It came close.
Kind of hide out like he was going to try to get away from the ball there. That ball didn't go very far at all. $16 yards. That's it.
For averaging 40 yards on the season, he's not doing very well tonight.
Not tonight. Oh, man. Great field position tonight, for the Wolves at the 30-yard line. Mark McLean's in now.
Walter Boyd leading the way.
And McLean goes across the middle there for about 5 yards on that carry. And so Lamar's getting a break, a much-needed break after the nice touchdown run there.
Yep. It's good to see Walter in there. In fact, we were talking to somebody from the opposing team, came in from Bixby, and they said, do you really have a 300-pound tight end? And we said, well, tight end, tailback, receiver, you name it. Oh, Walter Boyd.
Walter does just about everything out there. I'd hate to try to take him down, too. Cudjoe out with a quick pass. And Cudjoe's got a little room out there, and he gets a first down. Man, I'm telling you what, Daniel, this offense is clicking tonight.
It really is.
I mean, they are sharp, and they're just – everything seems to be working well tonight.
I'll tell you, aside from the McAllister game, which I did not see, this is the best that I've seen or heard of the Wolves moving the ball this year. They just seem to be, you're right, clicking.
I thought we moved it pretty well last week against Kelly, too. We did a pretty decent job there of taking care of business up at Tulsa Kelly. Jason Bourbonnais to the bottom of your screen there now. And Whitson has a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Shawnee High School, Zach Wallace. Man, are they racking up the points tonight or what?
And I'll tell you what, that's the difference between this week and last week, Mark, is we've already, with 16 minutes into the game, we've surpassed what we scored all game last week. It is good what the Shawnee Wolves are doing tonight.
And the Bixby Spartan coach over there is scratching his head thinking, what in the world are we doing playing the Shawnee Wolves here, getting ourselves whooped?
They have run into a buzzsaw tonight.
Man, I'm telling you, taking care of business. And it looks like we're going to try to go for the 2 now since we missed the extra point earlier. And since we've had no trouble moving the ball offensively, why not? Walter Boyd just going to take it, and he has no problem as he looks like a man among boys out there as he just bounces his way there like a pinball right on into the end zone.
He really did. He got hit at the point of attack.
Didn't matter.
Just rolled right off of him, didn't he?
He looked like a little bug on him. He just pushed him out of the way. Moves right on in.
Yep.
You get that much force coming at you, you know, it's hard to stop a train.
I think you're right.
I'm telling you.
I think you're
7 minutes left to go in the second quarter in the first half of play here, and we are taking it to the Bixby Spartans tonight.
Really, on all cylinders, as you said, Mark. Our defense is playing great. I don't know that they've gotten a first down. Maybe 1, possibly 2, but in the entire 3 times they've had the ball, I think it's been 3 and out.
There's been an interception, and then there's been 1, 2, 3 punts.
Man.
Yep.
They haven't been moving the ball very well.
They have not moved the ball at all. We can safely say that Bixby has not moved the ball offensively, and they have not stopped the Shawnee Wolves offensively. And that time, Felix kicks the ball out of the end zone and takes the intended receiver there into the end zone. As he falls down, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it back to the 20-yard line. 28-0 already. We've been a great season all year long, and we're ready to continue this thing. 7 minutes to go in the first half, and as you see a flag there as Tyler Hunt, the quarterback, takes the ball back like he was going to pass it. And that time it looks like the Wolves will be flagged for being offsides there. Probably jumping in the neutral zone, it looks like. So we'll give them 5 yards. We'll spot them those 5 yards. Don't want to let down now. That's one of the things that we can't afford to do, even when you're leading the team 28-0, is not let them get back in the ball game. That's a lateral as he throws that ball back. And if we get up, no, he said it wasn't, but I guarantee you that had to be a lateral.
That was thrown 5 yards backwards.
And coach is going bananas down there saying, no way. Oh man, this is when you
You'd like
need
to have
instant
replay,
buddy.
right?
I guarantee
well,
you.
You can take it from us. It was thrown backwards.
That ball was thrown behind the receiver. There was no way in the world that was a forward pass. Oh, man, the referee, I got to tell you, he blew that one. Oh, well, chalk that one up. Too late now. 2nd down and 5. He was heavily pressured as well, as he is this time as well, and he gives the ball out there to 41, the intended receiver, Brad Glenn, but the ball goes incomplete as it bounces first before it gets to Glenn.
They have been trying to throw the ball a little bit, Mark, but they haven't been very successful. They haven't been very impressed with the quarterback's arm in getting the ball to the receivers.
That front four is definitely putting some heavy pressure on Hunt as well, not giving him a whole lot of time, because now they're in a desperate situation, are the Bixby Spartans, to try to get themselves back into this ball game, and it just plays right into our hands as you see Torrey Ely out there coming in there big time blitz, and Gilly out there on the coverage.
And giving Tyler Hunt a fair shake. It is cold out there. It has been wet all day long. They had a long trip down here, but we just have not seen the ball on target. They didn't move the ball at all those 4 downs or those 3 downs. Again, 3 passes and out.
Collier back now to take the punt as the ball hits right at the 50-yard line and just about dies there as it takes a 3-yard bounce in favor of Bixby.
Play It Again Sports, where we buy your gently used sporting goods for cash. We give this award out once a month. The award doesn't go just to the greatest athlete or to the greatest student. It goes to the greatest person.
At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. A genuinely local atmosphere. The Oliver family has more than 70 years as butchers with Hardesty. If you're in Shawnee, you gotta stop at Hardesty Deli.
6.5 minutes to go in our first half of action here as Whitson gives the inside handoff to Cody Lyles. And Lyles makes his way down to the 45-yard line into Bixby territory. Again, great field position all night long for Shawnee. We have had tremendous field position and starting field position.
Big Justin Thompson leading the way there for Cody Lyles. Again, we need to give this offensive line some kudos for the great job that they're doing tonight.
They really are, because they are just opening up some tremendous opportunities for the running backs to make their way through there. And that's Lamar White, who takes that handoff and grip and finds his way down to the 41-yard line, enough for another Shawnee High School first down.
Right over the back of Zach Howard and Jake Simpson. They're really opening up the holes for us, and if we maintain, just keep the clock going, Mark, we can go into the halftime, which is counting down, in good shape.
Ball control in favor of the Wolves tonight, all over the place. Now it's 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 41-yard line.
The only way we've been stopped is by ourselves.
The interception earlier on in the game. Carter Whitson's going to keep that one, and he's got some running room out there, folks. He's still finally brought down, but not after he makes a nice gain there down to the 27-yard line, and he's tackled by Ben Tucker, number 5.
That was really a nasty hit. Carter put his helmet down, and I was glad to see him get up from that, the way that his neck and his back really jarred coming down from the ground. Just looked pretty awkward, but he just popped right back up. Tough kid. He and Ben Tucker hit hands and got ready for the next play.
Nice 13-yard gain there for Carter Whitson, and he is getting either close to that 2,000 or he's got it.
I think he's there.
He's got it. He's going to have it unless they pull him out in the second half. Carter Whitson, the quarterback in shotgun, hands it off to Cody Lyles.
Yep. Cody's a hard runner. And, I guess he got it with that 60-yard pass to Zach Wallace,
yep.
huh?
No
that would have put him over.
That would have put him over big time. You only needed, how many did you say?
29. Yeah.
He's there. And Shawnee just keeps moving the ball down the field.
It's good to see Cody Lyles getting a few more carries. He's really a tough competitor in there, leading the way a lot of times for White and McLean.
Doing a lot of blocking as Cody Lyles done this year.
Just a sophomore. He's got a good future in front of him.
Sure does. And this time White's going to get the handoff, and he's met immediately for no gain. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about all. McLean's going to check in now for White. He'll bring up a third down and 6 yards to go.
You see big Justin Thompson and Zach Howard.
Probably see a lot of reserves in the second half, depending on how this thing goes into the third quarter, which is going to be nice to be able to rest some of our players. And
it will be good. See Torrey Ely in there at tight end. One tight end, while big Walter Boyd on the other side.
Timeout called by Carter Whitson there as he looks over the defense and evidently doesn't like what he sees there. You know, one of the things that I want to just see us do is just not let them go down and score before halftime. How many times have we seen that this year?
In fact, when we were at Kelly, you and I, we were sitting side by side, but about 10 feet apart, and we just before halftime, we have to look at each other and go, what's going on here?
We've seen that so many times this year, and of course it's happened at the end of the game too, but that mainly has been because of some of the reserves that have been playing. We're not playing our first-team defense, but we've seen several teams score on us this year in the end of the first, right before halftime.
Yeah, that was the play that we actually thought that both Joe and their player brought the ball down. That was just before halftime, wasn't it?
Joe went up and made a great play, and in fact, I thought he had intercepted that ball, but when they came down, they said touchdown Kelly, and I guess the tie goes to the runner.
Yeah, and that was with less than 30 seconds probably to go in the halftime.
Yeah, right after we had scored, I think, and then. Late in the game, Joe got some great revenge there as we saw the same kind of play on the other end of the field as he did indeed make that interception, and that sealed the victory for Shawnee Wolves, and that's why they're here tonight. So it's third down and long. Whitson pump fakes out there and then finds his man, and it's complete as he threw the little pump fake out to Cudjoe. And then Zach Wallace is there to make a great, because he was heavily defended there, double coverage on that particular play. And now they've got they're down into the red zone on the 11-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's a good throw and a good catch because it was thrown behind him, but it was thrown in the slot, the only place that Carter could put it and not get an interception. And Zach came up with a good catch.
Check that. It's at the 6-yard line. I'm sorry, I'm not at the 11. It's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Carter Whitson under center. Mark McLean in the backfield. Mark gets the ball, is hit there right about the line of scrimmage. And we still got 3 minutes left to go in this one, and we're pushing 30 points.
Yeah, Brian Little and Anthony Herod working hard on that offensive line as well, trying to open up running room there.
Nice crowd over there from Bixby. They have got a long way to travel, and it's a cold night. Wind's blowing, strong wind out of the south, and in the 30s, but they got a good crowd over there. Big Walter Boyd's going to take this one, and he has absolutely no trouble. Touchdown, Shawnee High School.
The line, Jake Simpson, Anthony Herod, Justin Thompson, Brian Little. They all opened up a hole big enough for a train to go through, and that's exactly what ran across the goal line in big Walter Boyd.
It looked like, I'm not sure anybody even touched the guy, and if they did, it sure didn't even slow him down at all. That's 2 touchdowns tonight already for Walter Boyd.
Yeah.
Wow. This is turning into I'll just say it, a blowout in the first half already. For the PAT is Adam Betterton, and it's good. He gets that one. Man, I'm telling you,
that's good to see.
This thing is out of hand.
It's good to see him clicking like this.
Oh, we're unstoppable right now. I mean,
this is the best half of football that we have seen this year.
No doubt about it, offensively and defensively. And I'm telling you, Coach could not be more proud. And the difficult thing now is you go into halftime with a 35-point lead. How in the world are you going to come out and keep your guys fired up in the second half? knowing that now your thoughts are for what's going to happen next week. It's hard to concentrate now.
But they're going to have to. They're going to have,
You
just
got
like
to.
you said earlier, they're going to have to come out and put together another half of football
Yeah.
so that they can build on that if they get to go on next week. As it looks like now that things are certainly going our way. As Felix Banjo sets up to
Of course,
kick
anything
off.
can happen, and you want to keep it's hard, but you got to keep your focus until you know that this thing is definitely, and from all indications now, we haven't seen anything from Bixby that could show otherwise, but you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. And that's a bouncer by Felix Banjo there, and it's fielded at the 5-yard line, and he makes it back to the 25, got a 20-yard return.
By 23, Chris Harris. As we see, Shawnee up 35, the Bixby Spartans yet to score. Hopefully we'll keep that goose egg down there.
Still 2 minutes left to go, and we need to shore this defense up here and make sure we don't let them get in. And the handoff there goes to Tucker.
I noticed this with Kelly last week, and as the season's progressed, I think I've noticed it more and more, is we seem stronger than a lot of our opponents coming through the mid part of the halves. We just seem to be in better shape. Maybe we've lifted a few more weights, but something there in which we really start to control that line of scrimmage.
Makes a difference, especially in the second half or late in the game. Tucker again has some trouble there on the right side, tries the left side, and he's being chased out there. Finally brought down by Joe Collier as he comes up from his cornerback position there and makes that tackle.
I saw that the quarterback thought he was going to be able to get a cutback block on Jared Kessler. And Jared Kessler really put a wham on him, didn't slow him down a step.
Third down now, and 5 yards to go for the Spartans. Tyler Hunt, quarterback, under center now. Chris Tucker in the backfield, hands it off to Tucker. And again, he does the same thing he did last time, tries the right side, doesn't get anywhere, so he tries the left. And that time he doesn't make anything as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gains a half a yard. It's fourth down, they'll have to punt. We still got 50 seconds left to go. Still got time to score again.
With Joe Collier back there, you know that it's possible. Good return.
Saw Joe on the opening kickoff. Run it 65 yards. Andrus on to kick now. And Chris Brannon checks out, and a whistle's blown. And they
called that offsides, I believe, as Chris started to check out and ran off the field.
You think that's probably what happened is he went into the neutral zone and crossed that line. That's what it looked like what happened. So that does give them a first down, unfortunately. They won't have to punt after all. They'll just keep possession now, as they only needed about 4 yards for a first, and so they get that. We give them those 5 yards. We'll spot them 5 yards if we can keep them out of the end zone, because actually, you know what? They're not going to get off another play. There's 15 seconds left, and they're not even over there lined up ready to go. They're going to just take this one to the locker room and go lick their wounds as they're getting themselves whooped 35-0.
I think you're right.
That's it.
I can't agree with that. I would think that you would want to try one or maybe
try.
2 passes to get a touchdown.
Does that show some defeat on their part or what?
Is this going to be the last game of the year? Are they deciding that already for themselves? And at the close of this half, with I would say, Mark, the best half of football that we've seen all year, with the Shawnee Wolves up 35 and the visiting Spartans from Bixby 0. We'll be right back with the marching band.
Every detail tells a story, every sparkle a memory waiting to be made. At L's Jewelry, timeless craftsmanship meets modern elegance, designed for life's most precious moments. L's Jewelry is Shawnee's friendly jeweler.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
Key Tire and Alignment. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience. Tires, alignments, front-end parts, and brakes installed. Check them out on Facebook. Key Tire and Alignment.
my belly.
Yeah, I need some GI help.
Not that kind of GI.
No wait. Appointments now for belly problems at Triad Complete Healthcare. Charlotte Barnett has insured regional business with commercial policies for over 40 years. If you want to get the best commercial insurance coverage while working with a commercial insurance expert, call Charlotte's Ford Insurance Agency now for a quote. Stewart and Clover Attorneys and Title Company exists to help people. It really is that simple. Whether you have personal or business legal questions or need help navigating land title issues, Stewart and Clover is big enough to solve problems, small enough to care.
The Shawnee Wolves are leading the Spartans of Bixby 35-0. Mark Wright, what do you have to say about that first half?
It's fun. It was fun, and I'd like to see second half repeat what we did in the first half. And no, I don't want to run the score up, but I do want to see us play some good defense and finish this game out and go on to the next level, which takes us into the quarterfinals. Let me tell you a little bit about the stats, and they don't lie because the score 35-0 is reflective in the stats. And I'm going to tell you about 9 first downs for Shawnee, only 1 for Bixby, and I believe that was because of a penalty.
It was.
103 yards rushing yardage, -2 for Bixby, 130 passing yardage for Shawnee, and only 5 passing yardage for Bixby. That's a total of 3 yards offense for Bixby and 233 yards of offense already for Shawnee. No punts for Shawnee and 4 punts for an average of 20 yards for Bixby. 3 penalties for 15 for Shawnee and 1 for 5 for Bixby. 1 turnover apiece. That's been the interceptions that we traded there earlier in the first quarter of actions. And then time of possession tells it all. It was 16:03 time of possession for Shawnee and only 7:57 for Bixby. So they hadn't had the ball long at all. Shawnee's scored every play they've had the ball with the exception of the interception that they threw. Hadn't even had to punt the ball tonight. So everything is working quite well for the Shawnee Wolves. Carter is 7 of 7 tonight for 130 yards. White's carried the ball 9 times for 52 yards, and Wallace has 3 catches for a total of 90 yards.
Now, I have a question for you, and I'm just going to have a little fun here, Mark, but if he's 7 of 7, do they count it on the interception? How does that work? And I know you didn't do those stats, and so I'm not poking fun of you. I'm just wondering how that works. What do you think? Think maybe he's 7 of 8?
He'd have to be 7 of 8 there because the 7 of 7 and 1. Yeah,
with 1 interception.
Yeah, he would be 1 interception.
Hey, somebody caught it. Give it to him. You know?
Yes, that's the way that works.
that's 1,000%.
I'm not sure how they count the stats on there. If they count every, well, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know how they do that either.
I don't either. Because somebody
we'll have to
catch
get with
it.
old Fred Fair and talk to him about that.
So
he could explain it to us.
Yeah, he's 7 of 7 with 1 interception.
There we go.
I guess we'll call it that. That makes sense. Banjo to kick off now for the second half, and that ball goes in and out of the end zone. It'll be touched back.
I think Felix's leg is getting a little warmed up now. He kicked. I guess he had to kick off, then he kicked. No, well, they kicked off earlier, so he's kicked 7 times. This is his 8th time tonight.
His leg is getting tired. He's had a couple little squibbers there, but that one is more like the Felix Banjo that we know that can kick it out of the end zone. Now, if you're a head coach of Bixby High School, what in the world do you tell your players in the locker room?
You tell them, hey, what just happened, we forget about that, gentlemen, and we come out here and play the best half of the year, just like the Wolves played against them, and see if they can get something started.
Tyler Hunt throws the ball out to Matt Turner, and he's arguing with the referee whether or not it hit the turf, but the linesman was right there on it and says that indeed it did hit the ground first. And so that is an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 now for Bixby.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Bixby's first line of business is to simply get a first down.
Haven't been able to do that yet tonight at all, with the exception of the one we gave them for being in the neutral zone there late in the first half of play. Ball is handed off there to the tailback, 21, Chris Tucker. And Tucker's met immediately there by Kessler and his buddies.
David Holmes, Walter Brandon, it looks like, was in there on that tackle as well. Chris Brandon, I'm sorry.
Third and long now.
You see old Dante Allen getting into the fray.
Yeah, it's good to see. And this is probably what we're going to see in the second half on now is some players getting some action tonight. Some of the those that have been on the sidelines for the year are going to get some playing time there. See Dante Allen come in. And Carter Whitson's blitzing that time. And I mean, the quarterback Hunt had to get rid of that ball in a hurry as Carter was coming in on a safety blitz.
But the Wolves are fortunate there because Joe Collier had fallen down on the coverage. But again, the ball just was not delivered. Tyler Hunt is not having a great night. Did we see his percentages? We don't know what his percentages were.
Didn't get those, but I can tell you that he only had 5 yards of passing total offense there at all.
Man.
So I mean that's nothing much at all. Ball bounces there near the 50-yard line and then goes sideways as the ball is spotted dead there by Hell King.
So we start in Spartan territory again.
Yeah, he was only 1 for 4 there in the first half for a 5-yard completion. Wow. And again, story of the night, field position. We start in their territory. The Spartans into the field on the 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Shawnee, here we go. Second half action here. Early on, third quarter. And our first possession now of the third quarter as Carter Whitson goes under center, pitches the ball back to White, tries the right side there, and gets about a yard before he's brought down.
I didn't catch the number of the Bixby player that made that stop, but he and White went head-to-head, and he was able to bring him down.
I think it might have been Kyle Shawnee.
Oh, Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
What's his name?
You said it earlier.
Schwarzenegger.
Kyle.
That's right.
Yeah. Carter Whitson now goes under center, and the inside handoff is to Lyles. Got some running room. He's got an open hole there. He splits the middle of that defense, and a fine run by Cody Lyles all the way down to the 27-yard line. 25 yards on that carry by Lyles.
That was a good, well-conceived play. Lyles had cut directly behind the line of scrimmage, kind of hidden from the defense, and as all the motion went towards the right side, he got the handoff inside to the left, and there was quite a gap for him to go up the field.
Lyles on the counter play for a nice gain now. 1st and 10 Wolves at the 28-yard line, moving again in second half action, and this time Lamar White puts his shoulder into the defender there, Dusty Gibson, and just pushes him out of the way.
Okay. Justin Kirk was the one who made the stop, and we sure haven't been calling his number as much as we thought we might with 150 tackles on the year. The Wolves have really lined up against him and done well. And I'll tell you, what I'm liking to see about Lamar is he is not hesitant of putting the hit on somebody with his shoulder pads while he's running.
They're gonna check this now to see if it was good enough for a first down. Lamar, had the hip pointer a couple of weeks ago and looked good last week. It is a good enough for a first down as the Wolves will keep marching on now.
I think you're right. What it may have done in that he did look good last week, and I think what that injury might have done to him was focus a little bit more on just getting up the field and not trying to maybe juke quite as much.
Yeah, more north-south running as opposed to east-west, and so far it's working good for him tonight. Carter Whitson now is in the shotgun formation with White in the backfield, and Cudjoe goes in motion to the bottom of your screen there. Whitson's going to keep the ball, and he's tackled there in the back, for maybe a yard gain at the most by Jared Horn, number 40. And Horn slow to get up. Whitson slow to get up. Both of them look like they're tangled up there. I don't know what that was all about.
I don't either.
Looked like his shoestrings were tangled up into his face mask or something.
It did.
Not sure what exactly happened there, but they finally get that unraveled. 8:53.
I'm being told by our technical director, Britton Buss, that, yeah, it was the shoestring that was caught in the face mask.
That's something you don't see every day. Sure enough, that's what it was. Okay, I was just guessed. Carter Whitson takes the center, the ball, and runs to his right side. Got some room out there. And I saw his head go back. I wonder if that's a face mask.
They didn't call it. They didn't throw the flag. The linesman right on it.
Yeah, gets close to a first down. I believe he's going to be right on the mark as they check this to see if he makes it. Wolves taking up right where they left off from the first half, as they have no trouble whatsoever with the offensive scheme that Coach Whitson has designed for tonight's game against the Bixby Spartans. Bixby unable to stop this offensive machine that just keeps rolling up the yardage and rolling up the points. 35-0 already now for Shawnee. And there's an offsides infraction there against Bixby as I see the left side of their line jump over into the neutral zone. We'll check it here and see if they were drawn off.
They were.
And indeed they were. So that'll go against the Wolves as they'll back them up 5 yards. 7:43 left to go now, third quarter action. Okay, it'll be third down now as it's now become a third and somewhat longer situation, as it would have been just a quarterback sneak probably earlier. And again, it is a quarterback sneak as he decides to do the same thing as he would have done if the ball had been spotted previously before the foul. And he's going to be short by just a little bit. And it's fourth down, inches to go. Might as well go for it.
That'd make for a
Are we going to kick a field goal?
Just a 26-yard field goal. I'd like to see that, but it looks like we're going to line up with David Holmes and Walter Boyd in the backfield again.
This is my favorite backfield right here. Got one blocking and the big one running, and either one of them can do it. And that time,
he ran sideways
and not sideways. And had he run forward, he would have made that. But that's the first time now, assuming he didn't get the first. Yep, and he did not. That's the first time we've been stopped all night, save the interception earlier in the first quarter.
You're exactly right.
Great prices sell cars, and Casterkey Auto Mart truly understands that principle. Straightforward pricing with no gimmicks. Located on the corner of Harrison and Jefferson for over 40 years, shop at the lot or online. Casterkey Auto Mart. They're good people.
Go time, show time, get on your feet. It's my time. Go time, show time, get on your feet.
Hey Mom, I got hurt playing volleyball and you forgot to pack my ibuprofen. You got hurt? That's okay, you just need some ibuprofen. Go to Eric's Pharmacy around the corner. They should have some.
Hands it off to Chris Tucker, and Tucker's got a little bit of running room that time as it opened up just for a moment before the Shawnee defense squeezed in on him there and shut him down.
I think that was different. That was 23, Chris Harris. That's okay. We've seen Tucker back there all night long, and he just hasn't been effective, and maybe they're trying to change.
I don't think it's the running back.
I think you're right. Chris Harris is along the same lines, though. He's only a ninth grader, 140 pounds.
As I said, I don't think it's the running back.
Nope. That time old Justin Bedwell got in there very quick. And then the whole host of fellas, including Jared Kessler. Will Sims.
Yeah, Chris Harris, 23 Chris Harris is about the same size as you mentioned. As in fact, he may be a little smaller.
Yeah.
In fact, he is. He's an inch shorter than Tucker.
Let me correct myself. I said Will wrong, but it was Will Thompson, of course.
Hunt now to throw the ball and has a man out there, and Joe Collier is right on top of that action as he bats the ball down, and Actually, that was intended for Harold King, and Harold actually had to play a little bit of defense there to keep Joe from taking that one.
Hunt was fortunate that wasn't picked off because that would have been a touchdown. He would have been able to scamper right into the end zone if Joe would have been able to latch onto that one.
Andrus on to punt now. His leg's getting tired. Standing in the end zone, actually. He's a foot deep into the end zone as he gets that one away and tries to kick it away from Joe, but he does not. Joe takes it at the 40. He's at the 30, the 25, to the 20. Joe Collier all the way down the sideline, and I believe he finally went out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Nice return there by Joe Collier.
That was about a net of a 1-yard punt for old Andrus.
Probably around 25 yards, I believe, on that return.
Oh, man.
24 for Joe Collier. Joe's got some great return yardage tonight. Walter Boyd in the backfield now with Lamar White. Whitson gives it to White as Boyd leads the way there. Gives him a little bit of running room down for about a 2-yard gain.
See big Zach Howard there, number 54. Brian Little. It's good to see this team coming together like they are. Good to see Jason Bourbonnais in there as well, split out on the post side.
Caught a lot of passes this year. A touchdown pass I remember a couple of weeks ago. Great pass that he caught down the end zone down there. Whitson wants to throw the ball, and the ball is right on target, but it's dropped by Cudjoe. As Cudjoe's not able to hang on to that ball tonight.
Yeah,
Cold, and I believe that's the first pass that's been thrown to him.
But in fairness to him too, that would have been he should have caught the ball, but it was a little bit behind him. Just wasn't able to hang on to it.
Still got a pretty strong breeze out of the south. Now it's 3rd and long as we're the ball spotted at the 12-yard line. As Whitson now goes up under center and hands it off to Walter, and Walter pushes his way ahead.
Did you see how he went north-south that time?
Yeah.
Straight ahead.
And that's what he didn't do earlier when he was tackled, because it's kind of hard to stop him now. Betterton's going to come on and just kick the 3 here.
And I kind of like this. I like to see Betterton in. He's such a quality kicker. Let's see him put this through the uprights.
Well, I don't want to, it's 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and don't want to count our chickens here, but this game is pretty well in hand, and running up the score really means nothing. The point situation means nothing at all as Betterton puts that through the uprights. Good job, Adam, as he adds an extra 3 to the scoreboard there.
Yeah, and as I said, he's getting high fives from his teammates coming off the field. Adam's one of the reasons why, a big reason why we're able to be here tonight. I believe it wasn't the John Marshall game, but it was TSST that we played, and we went into overtime.
Yeah,
it
was
kicked
the
3 field goals.
Exactly, he kicked 3 field goals. He kicked the field goal that tied the game with just a few seconds left to go.
And that wasn't a short field goal. That was
no, it was a 35 or 36-yard field goal, and then he got us in position and into overtime as we kicked the field goal in overtime to win the game. He kicked 3 field goals in that game against Tech, and man, he was the star of that one.
He really was.
About it. Well, again, as I said earlier, a large score really means nothing as far as, you win, you go on. It doesn't matter how many points you win. Mm-hmm. Earlier, you wanted to, when we were in the conference play, you had to win by so many points because that was a tiebreaker. Mm-hmm. So that really means nothing at this point. So you want to keep it respectable and just keep the game in hand and go on to next week.
We see Felix Banjo there set the kickoff.
a much shorter kick this time as it bounces at the 12-yard line and is fielded around at that point. And immediately, the coverage there is spectacular.
It really is. That was either it's Gary Frazier who's down there quickly. It's good to see Gary get in there, another freshman. 6 foot, 180-pound wide receiver and kick return coverage
He
man.
made a great play. He really did.
Shawnee Wolves 38. The visitors, Bixby Spartans, nothing.
You see Garrett Aiken out there now on the left cornerback position, as we'll see some substitutions now for sure in the fourth quarter as we're getting close to that fourth quarter now, as a handoff is given there and he gets maybe a couple of yards.
Dante Allen still out there. He was close to that tackle. As well as David Holmes actually put the stop on the Bixby player.
Chris Harris on that carry there, number 23, the running back for Bixby Spartans. It's a 4-yard carry, and it's second down now and 6 for the Spartans. Hunt wants to throw the ball, does, and it's incomplete as the ball was right on target there to Brad Glenn, but he was trying to get upfield before he had possession of the ball, and so now it's incomplete, third down and 6.
The Spartans really are out of sync. That ball should have been caught. And he had some green in front of him to be able to make up some ground, perhaps get their first down. They're going to go through, unless they make this, they're getting close to going through 3/4 of play without a single first down other than one that's come on a penalty. Let's see if we can hold them here.
Third down and 6 now. Hunt to throw the ball, heavily pressured there, and Combs gets him, fumbles the ball, and I believe Shawnee's going to have it. Let's check it and see. Well, they're not jumping up and down. Yes, they do. They are jumping up and down.
No, David Holmes comes away with that ball.
Comes away with the pigskin. And credit number 6, Eric Combs, who put the hit on the quarterback, Tyler Hunt, and forced the turnover. And then Holmes was right there to pick up the spoils as, again, Shawnee takes over in unbelievable field position there. And this looks like there's a hurt player down there. And we'll check his number there and see who that is that's down on the field.
It looked like number 4. But I don't want to speculate. Well, tomorrow we'll all know, so I'm not going to hurt I'm not going to get any mother worried. No, there's Jason. He's coming off the field, so I don't know who that is.
Connecting patients to convenient, compassionate care in our community, that is First Med. A couple of things that you guys do that you specialize in. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about workman's comp.
Yes,
for a moment.
Yeah, that's a huge part of what we do here that a lot of people don't know about. We have contracts with many employers, and we do drug testing, alcohol testing, pre-employment screenings. We also do workers' comp, so if someone gets injured on the job and needs stitches, staples, break a bone, then we can absolutely see them and they cannot go to the emergency room.
Another aspect, you guys do all sorts of physicals. You mentioned physicals, but it's not just sports physicals. There's all kinds of physicals.
Yeah, so we also do Department of Transportation physicals. We do the FAA physicals and a few others as well.
Well, your equipment is amazing. Talk a little bit about the equipment that's here.
Yeah, so we have the ability to do a push-pull test. We can do a lift and carry test. We can do eye tests. We can do also the hand grip test. That one's pretty difficult. I learned that the hard way.
But it looked like you were having a great time doing it. And then all kinds of like blood work and different things.
Sure.
No matter what the care is, as long as it's not life-threatening, you guys can handle it.
Yes, we can.
So what's the difference between an emergency room and an urgent care?
Sure. So we can handle almost anything that isn't directly life-threatening immediately.
And what if it's a broken bone or something? Can you guys handle that?
Sure we can. We also have x-ray machines as well. So we can look at it and observe it. Then we can also take care of it and do a little bit of care. Connecting
our community with convenient, compassionate care.
Yes.
That's what you guys do.
It is what we do.
The injured player there is Jared Kessler, and that's not good as you see him limping off the field there as he was in on that fumble there as everybody just kind of piled on and tried to get to the football as he's going to head on into the locker room now. And you see him being helped off the field by the trainers there, but it looks like he's not putting a whole lot of weight on that foot. So,
and that could be our man, Dr. Robert Gunderson. I know he's down there. I just saw him up here. He's dressed really warm, like one of those guys. I know he's on the sidelines to help those kids out. We sure hope Jared is okay.
Okay, 1st and 10. I guess it's 1st and 10. It could be 1st and goals. Whitson's in trouble there and makes a heady play to get anything back at all.
Yeah, he did. I think he was reaching to hand off, and nobody was there.
Actually, that was 1st and goal, and because they can't now score a 1st down. They were inside the 10-yard line as he gains about 4 or 5 yards on that carry. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
4-yard gain on the play brings up 2nd and goal from the 5.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, as the Wolves are having no trouble at all tonight with these Spartans. And Mark McLean gets that handoff, looks like there might have been a fumble on that play.
Yes,
we'll check that.
It's showing
sure
Spartan
enough,
ball.
Mark coughs that one up and gives it right back. So we traded interceptions earlier. Now we traded fumbles.
We have the length of the field to go. It's good to see old Eugene Young getting in there. I see him running in. And he's probably taking Jared Kessler's spot.
Yes.
That's good to see, and that brings something up just for the topic of conversation. When you see somebody the stature of Jared Kessler go down and you're up 38-0 coming into the 4th quarter, a coach has got to think about, at least, they are going to go on next week. And do you want to start taking out some of your starters?
I'm sure we will. In fact, we already see some substitutions out there now. We'll talk about those in a minute, as the quarterback just keeps the ball and tries to get out of his end zone there and give himself a little bit of room to manipulate the football.
Looked like Eugene Young was in on that tackle along with David Holmes.
You see Tucker Brown out there, and Garrett Aiken as well. Looks like Bourbonnais is out there on the corner taking Collier's place. So we do have several substitutions out there now, especially in the secondary. The handoff goes straight up the middle, and he breaks a couple of tackles there and gets down crosses the 10-yard line to about the 11-yard line as he comes up short of the 1st down by about 1.5 yards.
On the stop for the Wolves is number 21, Jared Jackson.
Now it's 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Matt Turner to the bottom of your screen, the wide receiver, along with Harold King to the top of your screen, and he does hand the ball off, and I believe he's probably going to get the 1st down. That's Chris Harris again.
Not bad with 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter to give up your first earned 1st down.
That's it. That's the first 1st down of the game.
Number 37, Will Thompson, there to knock him down.
It's not a bad deal for the Shawnee Wolves defensive unit tonight.
Exactly. You talk about how you can look at the score and tell that we're doing great offensively, but when you stop them and only give them 1 1st down, you're doing something right on the defensive side of the ball, as well as
Chicago
along with Bedwell, just make a Heron Bedwell sandwich there out of it, and take care of business there, as that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter, and they probably will not even try to get another playoff, and they don't, as we take it to the end. It's 38-0, and we're taking it to the Bixby Spartans. They have the ball at their 11-yard line, and Hunt throws the ball out there. It's complete, or is it?
They gave it to him.
Yes, complete to number 41. That's Brad Glenn. But he gets about to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all that he gets. It'll bring up 3rd and long now.
Garrett Aiken over there on the coverage.
Quarterback is just one completion for 10 yards. Actually, that's the second, the one for the half. That's the first completion of the half for 6 yards. He's 1 of 10. And we got a flag here.
And that's something because this team has been averaging over 150 yards or even over 160 yards a game. They were 5th, I believe, in 5A in passing efficiency.
I mentioned that earlier in an opening statement tonight of how they are the 4th best passing offense in Class 5A. That's of all classes there. We're talking all these teams like Tech and Washington and Ardmore and some really great teams out there. And so, I mean, this is no fluke. I mean, this is a good football team we're playing tonight, which just goes to show you how well our boys are prepared to play this game tonight. They're doing a great job. That ball's going to be picked off, sure enough, and that's Jason Bourbonnais, and he's still on his feet. And that ball was just up there for anybody to grab it, and Jason just happened to be in the right place at the right time as Tyler Hunt connected to Bourbonnais. And that's our second interception of the night.
Yeah, that's one of those questions. Is that his second completion
of
the half or not?
There you are. Do you count that as a complete? I don't think so. Now, Jason would.
Yeah, he was right there. He got that ball.
Oh, man.
Now, it looks like we'll have Joe Collier at quarterback.
Yes. Joe does a great job at quarterback. We saw him against the one of the scrimmages earlier on in the year as he runs that second offense, and you see him lining up there in the pregame. Joe lines up as quarterback, so this is a good opportunity for him, a senior, to get out there and show what he can do as the field general now. As Joe's going to take that ball around the left side, and he's got some running room out there, and there he goes, Joe Collier, touchdown, Shawnee High School. Woo-hoo!
One play, 21 yards, touchdown Wolves. Way to go, Joe.
I'd say he can do okay. He can take care of the business back there, and he's sure feeling good. Look at him.
Yeah.
That guy's pumped up, and, boy, he's so deserving of that. And look who the first guy is out there to meet him, congratulate him. Carter Whitson comes out and says, Joe, great job. Great job.
They really wanted that for the senior.
21-yard touchdown scamper for Joe Collier as Adam comes in for the PAT, and he misses that one. That one kind of curved on him a little bit. He might have shanked it just a little bit.
Well, he's getting a lot of practice tonight.
Yeah.
That was his 6th or 7th attempt out there to try to get that through. With 11:20 left in the 4th quarter. Man, what now? I'm thinking, what do the Bixby coaches talk about with their players? Just keep your head up. Oh, I see you're going to pull out those playoff brackets.
It's time to pull it out. It's 4th quarter, 44-point lead. I think it's time we can talk about the playoff situation now, and we'll talk a little bit now about what's going to happen next week. By the time you watch this game, you will know who the winner of the Nobles Southeast game will be, and that's who will be playing next Friday night. Or excuse me, let me check that. Actually, it's next Saturday night.
Oh.
It'll be on a Saturday as we play the winner of Noble Southeast, and we'll know by the time you watch it again who the winner of that is, and whether we will be playing away. We will not play here, so it'll either be at Noble or at Southeast.
And let's talk about why that is, Mark. We were talking about that earlier because Southeast finished 4th in their district and Noble finished atop their district. So why are we for sure on the road?
The top team gets the home field advantage, and if Noble, assuming Noble wins that game, they'll get to play at home because they won their district. They get 2 wins. The Southeast, assuming that they will have won that game, well then they'll get to do it because they didn't have home field advantage to begin with. And we did, so that's the way that works. As the ball is run back on the kickoff to the 26-yard line there, and Bixby will set up shop there.
Shawnee Wolves atop the Bixby Spartans, 44-0. Let's see if through that 4th quarter we can keep that goose egg.
We've got the great football matchup tonight. If I wasn't here, the one I'd like to see is that Washington Tech game that's going on. And will be decided tonight who wins that one as the ball is handed off there to, that's 23, Chris Harris again, and he makes a fine run there. That's probably the best run they've had all night long.
You're right.
About almost a 10-yard run. It is a 10-yard run for a first down there.
We see Antonio Hicks is checked in. There's big Eugene Young. And then some of the regulars, Gilly, Bedwell, and Combs.
So we're in that bracket along with, again, I mentioned Washington and Tulsa Tech, Ardmore and Guthrie. And so we'll play the winner of the Noble Southeast game as the ball is handed off and he goes right up the middle there for a 3-yard gain.
And then the winner
of the
Booker T. Washington Tech game is going to play Ardmore
Guthrie
exactly. On our side of the bracket.
On our side of the bracket. And so potentially it's very possible we could, we're 3 games away now of a state championship. I mean, that's how this thing mixes up. So you win that first game, you really set yourself up pretty to move on up. Ball is handed off there, and we've got a new quarterback out there. That was number 19, Chase Bowles. And so Bixby's playing some of their second stringers now, as this game's totally out of hand with a 44-0 lead.
Chase Bowles is just a freshman out there.
Well, why not? Why not go ahead and get some experience out there, see what some of these guys can do in a real live game situation.
Yeah, as I look down their lineup for Bixby, they are a very young team.
Very young.
They're going to be good into the future.
You see a pretty decent run there by Harris now, and they're going to gain some yardage here. We've still got some of our first team defense out there, but we've got more and more of the second team coming in now. As you see, number 33,
Nate Hammonds.
Nate Hammonds checking in there. So we're having mass substitution now almost every play.
He's a fireball.
Some of these players some playing time there. Checking out is Justin Haddix. He was in there for a play or two. And now the handoff to Harris again is stopped. As Sims is in there on that tackle with some other Shawnee Wolves. It's 9 minutes left to go now in the ball game. This game totally taken over by Shawnee right off the bat as they take the opening drive down and score and have not let up since that time. Pass is out there, and it's right on the money to Matt Turner, and Turner, for some reason or other, hears footsteps and drops the ball.
Yeah, again, two Shawnee players were on the ground when that ball was about to be caught, but the ball was dropped.
Clay Dugan checks in, Justin Haddix, checks in there, number 60.
Let's see if old Nate Hammonds can get in on a tackle here.
Quarterback throws the ball out there, and it's complete at the 40-yard line by number 40, Jared Horn. And Horn makes some great yardage there as he gets down to the 27-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10. Bixby Spartans are finally making some kind of an offensive run here now.
Barrett Gilly and Jason Bourbonnais in on the stop there. Yeah, we are playing pretty soft. Can't blame our defenders really too much for that, but I'd like to see them stop here. And I know the coaching staff, they won't have the same mindset of let's play soft. They want these players to hit them.
Yeah, and that's the same. Exactly. You want to see your defense play as well as they can. You want a goose egg, but at the same time, well, credit Coach Whitson for letting these young men get out there and get some playing time now, as you're seeing, again, a substitution there on almost every play now.
Antonio Hicks in there on that stop. It's good to see Antonio out there. He's a 9th grader.
We'll see most everybody probably get some action tonight.
Justin Haddix, a 10th grader. Eugene Young, a 10th grader.
Bowles the quarterback now under center. Hands the ball off. Tries around the right side, does Chris Harris, as he's tackled there. Close to a first down. Excuse me, it's going to be 3rd and 4, I'm sorry. I gave him better spot than the ref did. 7.5 minutes left to go now in this one.
A lot of the future Shawnee Wolves out there right now.
Exactly. Bowles wants to throw, and he does, and it is complete And he's still on his feet now. He's finally brought down.
Yeah, Justin Bedwell just doesn't let you go if he gets his paws on you.
Yeah, and Tucker finishes him off there. Tucker Brown.
And we were talking about Tucker and Tyson earlier, whether they were brothers or not. I hadn't found that out, but it's interesting because Tucker is wearing Tyson's number. When Tyson began the year, he was going to be number 9, and so it kind of gets you wondering. In the program, they're listed as 2 number 9s, Tucker Brown and Tyson Brown. So just an interesting tidbit there.
Number 1, Kyle Parsons checks in now. He's our holder on field goals and extra points as he gets in there on defense now, the senior. Ball's handed off to Harris. And tries the right side, goes out of bounds.
Will Thompson almost got him for a loss there, but just couldn't bring him down.
Spartans threatening now as we get closer and closer to the end of this ball game. It's second down and 3 yards to go now for a first down. They can score first or get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Ball's at the 9. Hand off to Harris, and he is man in the backfield there. You see Bedwell out there. Kyle Parsons gets in on that tackle. Thompson as well.
That was well played. Kyle fought off a block and was able to get his shoulder out there on the runner. Brought him down.
Sims checks out. Eugene Young comes in now. Or Sims, excuse me, checks out. 5.5 minutes and counting as we try to make a defensive stop here and get the shutout. That'd be nice to have.
Big Dante Allen there. Will Thompson, I believe, in on that tackle.
Number 40, Jared Horn,
Horn is the first man through on the carry, and it's 4th and very short yardage situation now, as it looks like about a foot or less.
You wonder if they're going to try a field goal just to get something on the board or go for it on 4th.
No, they'll go for it. They're not going to kick a field goal at this point, I wouldn't imagine.
That's good for us. Gives us the opportunity to stop them short.
They're going to talk about it, though, as it's 4th, as they call a timeout.
At Hardesty Deli, the food is great and the people are even better. A genuinely local atmosphere. The Oliver family has more than 70 years as butchers with Hardesty. If you're in Shawnee, you gotta stop at Hardesty Deli.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Battershell, and I have relocated and continue serving family medicine clients at the Triad Complete Healthcare in Shawnee. I love what I do, and it's an honor to serve my patients. Please call Triad Complete Healthcare in Shawnee if I may be of service for you.
The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
5A championship bracket. You got MacArthur and Douglas playing tonight, Claremore and Bishop Kelly, who we played last week, and of course Tulsa East Central and Central playing tonight, as well as Carl Albert and Altus in that top half of the bracket. It's 4th down now, and Bowles takes the handoff and keeps it, and it's going to get the first down there as he makes his way over, crossing into enough for the first down.
Looked like Kyle Parsons was in there on that tackle, as well as Tucker Brown.
They're going to spot the ball at about the 3-yard line.
Spot the ball at the 3-yard line. First and goal, Spartans.
So the only thing that remains in question tonight is whether or not we get a shutout against Bixby, which really doesn't mean a whole lot other than the fact of pride, maybe. That's about all. Quarterback falls down, but he hands the ball off.
No, it was a fumble into the back of the end zone. If it go, and it
is a touchback.
It is.
That was weird.
Way to go.
I was trying to find the quarterback to see where the ball went, and I guess it just went flying out. You got a better look at it than I did.
Yeah, old Justin Haddix. There were a stream of players, of course, chasing the ball. It looked like Justin Haddix ended up dropping on the ball before it went out of the end zone, out of the back of the end zone. So That's fortunate for Shawnee. It comes back out to the 20-yard line.
And it looks like we're probably going to get the shutout now. and that couldn't be any more disappointing now at all for Bixby. I mean, the only thing they can hang your hat on is if you could say, well, we got beat, but at least we scored at the end of the game. But they can't even say that now probably, because we're going to get it back and probably just run the clock out. As Adam Betterton is now the new quarterback, as we saw Joe Collier take over earlier and score a touchdown. And now we fumble the ball. Well, maybe they will get it back. No, I think we probably fell on that. We probably got that one back, as there was a shaky handoff there. Kind of a shaky handoff between Betterton and the center. But we do get the ball back, and we see a wholesale substitution on the line.
They're taking out the first string, putting in the second, it looks like.
The whole second string offensive line now comes out there.
They're probably more used to working together in this alignment.
Well, here's our future of Shawnee High School right here, quarterback Adam Betterton, because we'll get Carter for one more year.
Yep.
Carter for one more year. But Betterton will be on probably now for the after next year. And that time it is a fumble.
Yes.
So here we go again. How many times tonight? That's the third time we've seen a turnover being returned immediately, or at least within a play or two, as we've seen a two fumbles and one interception now being traded back and forth. So they do get the ball back. So I may have to eat my words after all. It's 3 minutes left to go. We'd like to keep them out of the end zone.
Well, it gives us a little more drama for the end of the game.
Yeah. Bixby, a good football team. There's no doubt about the fact that they are an extremely good football team. But the better team tonight is going to win this one. No doubt about it. As the quarterback throws the ball out there. And I disagree totally with that flag there.
Oh.
I disagree totally because
good play.
I thought Garrett Aiken made a tremendous play on the ball. He has just as much right to that football as does the receiver, but he has thrown for a flag there, assuming that the flag went against Shawnee, and I'm assuming that's what happened there.
He did hit the ball. I don't know how they
can
make that
he
call.
He did make contact with the ball.
Coach Whitson's making that very point, but they're putting a deaf ear in his direction, and they called that against Shawnee.
Yeah, you've got to allow equal access to the ball, I guess you'd say there. And Garrett actually made contact with the ball and still got flagged for a penalty.
He actually hit the ball before he hit the player.
Go figure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so they get a break on that play there, and he's tackled immediately.
As far as the calls have gone tonight, Mark, I think they've gotten more of the breaks of the calls than we have, but it's not reflected in the score.
Yeah, we saw definitely a lateral, a pitch. The ball was thrown back earlier, and they ruled it an incomplete pass.
Take some of those names out there. There's Antonio Hicks and Dante Allen on the line. Eugene Young stepping up there. Looks like Torrey Ely's still out there.
Bowles wants to throw the ball, has a man out there, and that ball's tipped.
Justin Bedwell almost got himself an interception.
That was there for anybody's taking there.
He was reading the quarterback's eyes on that play.
Bobby Springer, number 51, now checks in on offense.
Defense,
excuse me. We've been on offense so much tonight, I forget.
Well, if Justin would have caught that interception, we would have turned it around.
2 minutes left to go. 3rd down and 7. 3rd and goal actually now. Bowles wants to throw the ball, and boy, I tell you what, that was knocked down.
Big Eugene Young. Got up high and knocked that one down. It's good to see Eugene doing well. Sets him up for a 4th down. Now, is it 4th and goal, Mark?
It's actually 4th and goal. Yeah, they can't get a first. They've got to score the TD in order there. So All we got to do is stop them now. There's only 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in this one, and now Bixby calls their second timeout.
Casterkey Tire and Alignment. Local, family-owned business with over 40 years of experience. Tires, alignments, front-end parts, and brakes installed. Check them out on Facebook. Casterkey Tire and Alignment.
Play It Again Sports, where we buy your gently used sporting goods for cash. We give this award out once a month. The award doesn't go just to the greatest athlete or to the greatest student. It goes to the greatest person.
Well, Mark, we bring it back. We see Eric Combs out there.
The game will be either at Southeast or at Noble. But once again, we're going
Good to see the boys coming through healthy and playing strong. Big fourth down here.
All right, this is the probably the final play for the Shawnee defense as he just chunks the ball out there and it is complete for a touchdown. So Bixby does get on the board, and you know, they got to. You don't get the shutout, and that's disappointing for us, but it makes them feel good.
Yes.
That they were able to at least get something out of it and go home with 6 points. Yeah, it's a disappointing night for them. You know, their season comes to an end now, and you.
And Harold King, who caught that pass, he is a senior, so that's good for Harold King.
And our defense has done so well. You can't criticize them at all.
No,
for what happened there.
Oh, and they just had two drives start inside their own 20.
Exactly. What do you expect? Yeah, and as well as they played tonight, hey, I mean they've done a great job. So we'll give them the 7, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And not a problem at all. Wow, this is one of the best games, I believe, no doubt, we've seen all year long, and it couldn't come at a better time in the playoffs. The first round, as we'll go on next week for the second round, and you know, next week really there will be only 4 games next week.
Yes,
4 games. There's 8 teams left after tonight.
And it looks like we'll go on.
It will be one of those
playing Noble or
Southeast, one of the two, depending on who wins that game tonight. And that's where we'll be next week, either
now,
Southwest or Noble.
Noble, did they win their district?
Yeah, I think they came on early or late in their season there and ended up, I think, winning that. And so they, you know, it remains to be seen how well we match up with those two schools.
The only school that we probably played would have been Guthrie.
In that district over there, yeah. And Guthrie, again, is in the playoffs as well. They're playing Ardmore tonight. And our same bracket that we're in the lower end of that bracket there. So now they finally get to kick off the ball. So Brad Bates, number 13, is finally going to get to kick the ball off, as he does to Mark McLean over his head anyway, and it'll be touched back with only 2 minutes left to go in this one. It's academic at this point, as this game is totally in control of the Shawnee Wolves. It's 44-7 is our score against the Bixby Spartans. We've seen some great ball games here at Jim Thorpe Stadium, and none have been better than the one that we've seen here tonight. 44-7 with 2 minutes left to go, as Betterton just takes that and runs forward with it. Sorry, Betterton, that's Bryce Holland. Sorry, I saw the one, but I didn't see the other one. And so now we've seen 4 quarterbacks tonight. Whitson, Collier, Betterton, and now Bryce Holland is in as quarterback for the Shawnee Wolves. We hadn't seen that very often.
No.
And you only see that if you're doing really, really well or really, really bad. And now, is that McLean? We've seen so many, there's so many substitutions out there. Yeah.
That was actually Brandon Davis.
I'm sorry,
25.
Brandon. My apologies, sir. Brandon Davis on the carry. We haven't called very many of these numbers, and let's try to get them if we can before the end of the game.
76 is Jeremy Napoleon. 79 is Russell Wilson.
34 is Bobby Hibben.
66, Jake Montgomery.
45 is Zane Myers.
And 34, Bobby Hibben.
Yeah, I got him. And so this is 48 out here on the bottom of your screen. That's Justin Clymer as one wide receiver. Man, this is really great to see these guys out here in varsity action now. There's a whistle there and a flag down. And Zane Myers is out on the split out to the left side out there. And it's going to be about 30 seconds left to go in this one. There'll be one. We'll have to run one more play, and that's about it.
Big Nick Renderer just ran into your play, into your screen, number 18.
Brandon Davis checks out. Split out left here, Justin Clymer to the right. And Myers out to the left. And the quarterback, Holland, is going to be stopped there. That's the last play of the game as the clock runs down 3, 2, 1. And we got ourselves a victory in the first round of the playoffs and high school football 5A as we take it to the Bixby Spartans 44-7 and have no trouble whatsoever offensively or defensively. And now we get the privilege of going on, and Bixby has to stay at home and watch everybody else try for that big state championship trophy that we've got our sights on. And we'll take it one game at a time, but we have got past the first team tonight, and we'll see how we do next week. And I want to encourage you to come out and support these fans as we go on the road, and we're going to need that support next week as we go on the road to play our next opponent.
That's exactly right, Mark. And I've always been impressed with the contingent from Shawnee that shows up. The pom-pom and cheerleading squad does a great job in getting our shakers ready for us as we hit those bleachers and stands. And I know Miss Whitson has a great deal to do with that as well, just making our time on the road effective for our team. We're in the away games that I've been to, we are as every bit as loud as the home teams are, rooting for our players.
It helps when you have those little shakers with the beans in it. That does. But our fans have really supported the away games quite well all year long, and we need them desperately now more than ever as we have to go on the road. Even though we win this first round here, we're the second place finisher, and so we'll have to go onto the road next week. And boy, I'm just so proud of our team tonight. So proud of the way they responded and
as we see
came forward.
Coach cheering them. I think he's happy with this effort tonight. It's something definitely that they can build on for another victory perhaps next week and one step closer to a state championship. You know, it's been 30 years since Shawnee has had a state championship football team, and I don't think that anyone would argue this would be a great time for another one.
Such talented athletes on this team, and they showed it tonight because, again, and I'm going to go ahead and say it again, Bixby is they're a great team, and it wasn't that they did play poorly in some respects, but take nothing away from what Shawnee did tonight. They just outmanned them all the way around. They were out coached, they were out offense and defense tonight in every aspect of the game. There was no weakness at all that I saw tonight in this high school football team of Shawnee. They really played very, very well tonight, and I expect them to play just as well on the road next week.
A lot of character and a lot of heart there on your screen, Shawnee. We really can't say enough about what Coach Whitson has done for this football program over the years that he's been here, and can't say enough about these boys and how wonderful it is to be a part of this program. And we really I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Mark, for a great season, a great inaugural season. Hopefully it's the first of many to come. We want to thank Coy Cyprit, who's done a great job on cameras all year long. We want to thank Jacob Shaughnessy, who's done a great job on cameras all year long. We want to thank Jacob Wright, who's been our statistician, working here in the booth with us. We want to thank Britton Buss and all his expertise and technical knowledge, and really is a backbone on getting this production over to you, Shawnee, each week that it comes. Steve Palmer with great information from the field. Just everybody who has had a hand in this. Steve Fluke, we want to thank him and all of the administration, Steve Beal and Steve Bell, the administration of Shawnee Public Schools for allowing us to do this. And you never know, Shawnee. We would like this to continue on, and we would love to hear what you think and what you have thought of this broadcast this year. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.